Colville, and this is Chase the Heat. We're going to do a live stream. And this is, as in the title, very last live stream of 2023. This year is all but gone. So I thought we should hang out for a little bit and chat. Jason P. Boxster Box. There's my girl, Chili Mama Bird. Let me tell. I love you, Bree. This is kind of important here. Hey, I'm doing a live stream right now, dude. Good to see you, Chili Mama Bird. Invader Bob, Donnie, Chili Mancer, good to see you. To see Dragon, Colin Young. This Sunrise Dawn, hello from Georgia. Thank you for being here, North Georgia. Balaki Anderson, thanks for being here. Infamous for went by too fast. Happy New Year. Miguel Torres, good to see you. Nicholas, good to see you. Zach P. Jennifer Lemke, hello there, dear. Good to see you. Balaki Anderson again. Happy New Year from Oz. It's already New Year in Oz. Lomdog's here. Good to see you. Chris Brainyard, good to see you. Brainhard, good to see you. Happy New Year from the year. Thank you. It's good to see you, people. The new year is almost on us. So we're just going to hang out for just a little bit. If you guys have any questions you want to ask, throw a question mark before it, and I will make sure you get your question answered. Who's ready for a free bus pass membership? Ted Hammonds going to do something nice. Who's ready? Ashley and Charlie, good to see you. We're going to have a good New Year's, Jennifer, for sure. Ted Hammond just gifted a Chase the Heat membership, and who's going to get it? Jennifer Lemke. How bloody cool is that? Watch the couch time, Jennifer. There you are, Bizzle. Good to see you. Hi, Henny. Boxer Boss just ate a Borg 9 chocolate. 1.4 million. It's a good pepper. A lot of people think that was named after the Star Wars character, the Borg, but it was named after Ernest Borgnine, who is the creator's favorite actor. Kind of interesting. Thank you all for being here. What's your plans? Johnny Core 6 ask. I don't know. This is a weird one. This is a weird one because everything that's about to happen to me is like literally about to happen like right now. So it's a strange one. This is, it's never been a very a holiday I look forward to. I always think about people that aren't here anymore. So, New Year's resolutions. Time to make them. New into super hots, but love exploring. Jason P. You're in good company, man. Good company. How'd you get the free membership? Ashley and Charlie asked. Ted Hammond bought one and gave it away to somebody, which is very cool. It's interesting because the Borg 9 is a cross between the creations that he made before the original Bubblegum and the Nagla. You Disney Dragon. Big Daddy Fishing, we did. How'd you get the gifts? It was just being kind, a gesture of kindness. Do I still have Robert Plant? Robert Plant's in Fort Mill, but absolutely. Robert Plant's going to be making an appearance soon on the next. tell you more about it later, Bizzle. Uh-oh, let's toss one more out. Oh, no, he's doing it again. Lawn Dog Johnny, let's see. You're kind of tired. You seem a little down. No, not down at all. I am a little tired, but I feel good. Things are good. It's a good day. Ted, you're so kind. Thank you. And who gets this one? Core 6 did. Ted, you're awfully kind. Thanks for doing that. And you guys that got a bus pass, there's over 100 videos there. There's the Couch Time series where I just talk about just kind of how I got to where I am now. And then there's a bunch of challenges, aftermaths. There's a few aftermaths. I don't put them on the channel, but they're there. Jeremy Shelton, good to see you. Happy New Year. Wishing everybody a great time, a great year to come. Maybe filled with lots of peppers and heat. Sounds good to me. You have to turn off gifting in settings or you can't get the memberships. There you go, says Bizzle. Ted is a sweetheart, Jennifer Lemke. Ted's great. Hunter Haas, good to see you, man. Cyrock, Happy New Year. Good to see you. Yeah, New Year's, I've had a couple of really terrible things happen on New Year's. But you guys make it all better. It's really funny? You guys say all the time, like I've had so many people say your videos got me through something or it got me through some dark times. To me, I'm like, but then I think of how you guys get me. It's the same thing, but instead of videos, it's just you. Just you guys being you. Your comments too, but just you existing gets me through things. So I get it. Ernie Eastman, good to see you. Happy New Year. So I just did a guitar video. I never do guitar videos where I review a guitar, but I reviewed a guitar today. That was weird. So it's uploading right now. Johnny, did you have the opportunity to see the fireworks show in Australia? It is truly one of the best on the planet. I did not see a fireworks when I was there. Saw tons of other amazing stuff. I really love Australia. So hopefully that puts everything is going to start accelerating because of this. Believe it or not, in spite of the fact that the show's about to come out, there's still stuff I can't quite talk about. But anything particular looking forward to in 2024? Broken Charlie, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Being in Australia, I'm looking forward to that. I'm very, very excited about that. Big Daddy, I'm a New York Football Giants fan since I was a little kid. I always smile watching your videos. Riverdale, good to see you. Thanks for being here. I will look for the guitar review. You know what? It's an amazing guitar. It's crazy. It's kind of, I hate calling it a copy because that sounds bad. It has a ton of similarities between the Strandberg that I already have. And I was in the process of, like, I'm going to buy a 7-string, and I was going to get a Strandberg. There's no way in the world I'm going to get a Strandberg, having played the GOC. I'm not even kidding you. The GOC is $900, and it plays as well, if not just as good, if not better than the Strandberg I had, which was $1,750. No brainer. I'm going to drink a bottle of hot sauce for New Year's. There you go. Ashley and Charlie. Bold. Hang on 1 second, you guys. 1 second. I'm going to have a problem in a minute if I don't do this. There you go. I think it'll be good now. Now I'm seeing spots. Your famous Blueberry Hell on vanilla ice cream. It's a great late night snack, Lawn Dog. It's not, that's Hellfire's. It's not mine. I just love that. I did chug a bottle of that during a live stream once, I think. Have you ever had Boudin sausage? And so what'd you think about it? Rico Dorsey, good to see you. I had it not last week, but the week before that. I had it with my friend Vince in San Antonio. I love Boudin. Boudin's great. New season just about to start. If I think about Boudin, there's a big difference between good Boudin and great Boudin. I like Corn Hunter. I had a 7-string Epiphone Flying V, but I swear to you, it was impossible to play that guitar standing up. I've never had a guitar with neck dive like that. It would dive to the floor like big fretboard, 7 strings, and a really light body. It just was like every time. It was a drag. James Johnson, hey brother, I can't stay long. I'm with family, but just popped by to say Happy New Year and God bless you from England. Thank you so much. I appreciate that a lot. Jason P., the best boudin he ever had was made with habaneros. This didn't have any habaneros in it, but we added a bunch of spice to it, so it was good. Clayton Hollingsworth, good to see you. 24 seating starting, only 3 weeks out. Sweet. Mike Chili Eskimo Stoltz, good to see you. Happy New Year to everybody. Here's what everybody needs to do, and I mean this is really, really important. 2 things. Don't blow your hands off with fireworks if you do fireworks, if you're that kind of person. But don't drink and drive tonight. With Lyft and Uber and friends, there's no reason ever to drink and drive. Don't do it, please. Tomorrow, everybody that's on the bus needs to still be on the bus. I don't want to lose anybody. So listen, the lab has the bottle of sauce. One was broken. It took forever to get them a new one. They have the sauce, and I will have the results. Tomorrow's the 1st. Probably by the end of the week, if not by next week for sure. Not either this coming week, if not this coming week, then the following week for sure I'll have the results. I'm going to do the video, but the video is not going to be uploaded to the channel until January 22nd, which happens to be Bueller. I know a lot of people probably know. You guys know what January 22nd is, right? It's the day that Super Hot comes out. But listen, it's National Hot Sauce Day. It's National Hot Sauce Day. So I thought that would be the perfect day, plus the release of the show would be the perfect day to do that. So, but you want to hear something funny about Super Hot? This morning, I get a text from Troy Primo, and in there is a sizzler. There's 3 sizzlers apparently, and this is one of them. I've seen one. The one I saw today was one I hadn't seen, so now I've seen 2 of the 3. But I looked at it, I was like, wow, here it is. And I watched it, and it turns out it was not supposed to be released. Here's what happens. If you're if you're a content creator, you can put on YouTube, you can put something on private, public, or unlisted. Unlisted means somebody can watch it, but you have to have the link. If you don't have the link, you can't watch it. You can't go, and it won't be seen. It won't appear in the list. You got to have the link, and then you can watch it. But apparently, this was in unlisted, and I had the link, so I watched it. But that's got to be available tomorrow, I believe. If you guys want to see what the thumbnail of that one is, this is the thumbnail to the Sizzler. I don't know if you guys can see it. You guys can see that ugly deal in the front. So that's the thumbnail for the Sizzlers coming out, I believe, tomorrow. We'll see. But it won't be long. That show's going to be out pretty soon. It's going to be weird, man. Question. Do you know where I can order some of the bubblegum pepper you did on the video? I want to order some. Ashley and Charlie, right now, you're going to have a very, very difficult time because it's the off season. But typically in videos that you see, any video you see where I'm eating a pepper, actually a product at all, in the description box of that video, you'll see a link to where you can acquire said product. Okay, so check that. That's the best thing I can tell you. Right now, it's the off season, so like I said, you aren't going to be able to get it. Paul Oro, my China, what you doing, bro? Good to see you. I knew for a while because Jimmy talked about it, and I was interested. It was funny knowing it and seeing people in it. It's weird. It's very strange for me because I was on 34 days of the filming, and in spite of that, I only know what I did. I don't know what other people did. You know what I mean? So all the other stuff, I have no idea. I don't know how they're going to edit it. I don't know how it's going to go. Like, I have an idea. I can tell you what the show's about, but I can't tell you at all how it's going to edit it, how they're going to play it out. Zach, I'm known in my family. And a little thing for love, growing and enjoying super hot peppers and sauces and the like. But I have zero desire to drink a bottle of plutonium. Hats off to you, sir. Zach. Yeah, silly. It was silly of me. Um, CNC 138. The trailer was out this morning, but it was not. I was not supposed to see it. It's somebody got the link and was not apparently wasn't supposed to share it with me. I clicked on it, and because it was unlisted, I could see it because it came to me in a link in an email or a text. I didn't get it from going to Hulu's website. I got it from just clicking on a link, so I didn't realize that it was unlisted. That's apparently what had happened. But now it's back on private, so you can't see it. But it's pretty cool. Jason P. Oh, hold on. Question. Jason P. has a question. Besides a good heat, what do you look for in go-to hot sauce? Just great flavor. The funny thing is everybody has me typecast as a guy that if it's not melting me, I don't like it. My favorite sauces are medium heat sauces for sure. But just flavor is everything. And the other Jason P. says, you should try to swim by Colorado Springs during your road trip. Would love to shake your hand, my friend. That'd be awesome. Jason P. I love Colorado. I was thinking about, I was talking to Tommy about it. I'm like, this will be the 8th New Year's that we've done as a channel. We started in October, and like a couple months later, it was our first New Year. So before the channel was even a year old, we were doing our first New Year's. So we're going into we've already had 7. So this will be our 8th coming up. So anyhow, I said to Tommy, what about doing a live stream at midnight? Like me and him do a live stream. And then we started thinking, I'm like, I don't want to be up that late. I didn't think anybody would watch. Yeah, I can't imagine you guys would. If you guys, do you think that would be something we should do? I don't know. I'm kind of thinking maybe we should. But I don't think we've ever done that, to my knowledge. Dizzy, I haven't done it, have I? Dizzy's the Chase the Heat historian. He has every video I've ever done, like, documented. It's pretty crazy. Old-fashioned coffee pot, Lucifer's House of Heats, Vancouver, some dry pods of super hots. Could possibly get seeds out of them too. Hey, I don't know if seeds from dried pods, depends on how they were dried. If they're mechanically dried, maybe not. I don't know. I'm not quite sure. I don't know enough about that. Interesting. Flavors number 1 for Lawn Dog. Likes medium heat levels, ghost pepper, scorpion pepper. But it's got to go well with food. Absolutely. But you know what I always say, though? There are some people say, why don't you put it on food? To me, if a sauce needs food to taste good, you got a problem with that sauce. I like sauce that's all good by itself. But if it's good by itself, it's going to be great on food, Core 6, when's my next competition? Danny question. You're going to see the next. I might have done a competition that you may or may not see in the show Super Hot. I can neither confirm nor deny that I might have taken part in a League of Fire match that you'll see in that show. But as far as one after that, I'm not quite sure. Hi, Ann Ganoski. Good to see you. She'd watch, she says. So is Zach Peterman, the Zach Peterman. So with Jennifer Lemke. Oh, maybe we should. Real deal, good to see you. I'm going to sleep by 10:30. I usually am. If you do a midnight live stream, I'll be up 3 a.m. for sure. I'm thinking about it, Biz. I don't know. Biz says he thinks it would be cool. I don't know. Just food for thought. Of course, in this one, I already said this is the last live stream of 2023. I hate to lie. That wouldn't be good. How do you send a bottle of mine? Another batch will be ready in about. And what did I do? There. About 60 days. How do you send you a bottle of mine? Do me a favor, Jason, email me at chasetheheat@gmail.com. My schedule's about to get insane. I promise you, the minute this show pops, everything's going to get very hectic quickly. So it's a good time to get me something. But email me and we'll sort it out. How do you get on League of Fire? Here's what you do. If you go to League of Fire's website, they're what they call tables. I think of them as categories, all right? And each table or each category is a different product. And there's rules, and how you can score. And what you do is, I'm good, Henny, good to see you. And what you do is you pick a challenge you think is something you can do. You don't have to, you get points. You don't have to beat the record holder. You get points for doing the challenge. And you read the rules and just do the video, to read the disclaimer before the video. Okay. All in film. Read a disclaimer, eat whatever it is you got to eat, and then end the video, and then send that video to League of Fire, and that's how you do it. It's pretty cool. But anybody can get involved in League of Fire. That's a cool thing. It's kind of like the WWE of the chili world. So it's kind of like you get a chance to compete with people all around the world. Narcoleptic Chihuahua Productions. Lots of love, man. Might do a little nitro tonight. What are your thoughts? Little nitro is not as hot as they claim. Okay. It's not 9 million. It may have 9 million stuff in there, but it's nowhere near even close to 9 million. But it tastes like you got a gummy bear without a lot of flavor. And then you dropped it on the floor of a warehouse and you rolled it around. Now, imagine that flavor, but without all the debris. That flavor, that's what the little nitro tastes like. Ah, it's awful. Not a good time. David Mark says, how come you have 67 watches, only 2 likes? I'm seeing 34 likes. But thank you for that. Paul Oro, cheers for explaining. Johnny, we probably need to make some League of Fire intro explanation videos for new folks. You know what, Paul? I need to do one of those, an instructional video. What a great idea. Can you do me a favor, Paul, and message me on Messenger to remind me to do that? I'm going to do a video this week, an instructional step-by-step of how to do a League of Fire video to get your name in the game. It's a great idea. I don't know why I never did that. Sounds like League of Fire is giving Americans the opportunity to find our new champion. Imagine that. Now I want a little nitro, says Dizzy. They're nasty. I'm telling you, they do not taste good. Johnny Jr., there is my offspring, one of them. Good to see you, son. I hope you're doing good. Happy New Year. Tell Mercedes I said hello. On the Tube of Terror, do I really need only 2 at a time? Do I have 10 minutes to eat it? In other words, if I can eat it faster. Good question. You know, when we did the Tube of Terror, we didn't write it in a clear enough way. Think of it in these terms. It is a 15-minute challenge, period. You have 10 minutes to eat it. If you eat it sooner, you eat them sooner. You can't start there's an ad that's going to happen in 51 seconds, everybody, just so you guys know. Now, down about 45 seconds from now, there's an ad coming. Just got to tell you what's happening. Anyhow, what was I saying? Okay, so you have 10 minutes to eat it. So you can't start the aftermath until 10 minutes is up. So when it's done, you will endure it for 15 minutes with nothing to drink or eat. Now, you can't eat more than 2 at a time. You can eat 1 at a time if you want to. You just can't eat more than 2 at a time. The reason we want you to do that, we want it to take a little bit more time to hurt you. Just being honest. Kind of how it is. Paul Earl, talking to you, Junior, says, hey, Junior, hope you're doing well, mate. I'm doing swell. You left Killer Yellow Powder with me, by the way. That stuff is hot. The Killer Yellow. I can't believe I left that. That is the hottest yellow pot I've ever had. It's a great powder, by the way. It's great on pizza, dude. I left a vial that big of Killer Yellow in this place. I was wondering where that went. I'm glad you got it. Enjoy it. Hey, Johnny, so glad you enjoyed that jam. Mary Jones. Oh, my goodness. Mary and Joshua Jones sent Tommy and my family just a big, wonderful Christmas box and just amazing stuff. And one of them was the jam I reviewed yesterday, this hot pepper jam, bacon jam. There is maybe that much left at the bottom of it. It was so good. Oh, God, stuff was so good. Thank you for that. You're so generous and so kind. That was a wonderful. It did not make it on a ham. I'll tell you what. Don't you think that would be good on a ham though? Kind of warm it up, just coat a ham and kind of bake it a little bit. Make it. You have no idea how good this jam is. Oh, that hot honey. Is the hot honey good? How hot is it? I'm curious. Rob Brown, I can't get kill yellow powder. I'd love some. Tom keeps putting it in the lemon tincture. Yep. This tincture is amazing though. What pepper is used in Johnny's mints? You didn't mention it on the video. CNC. I think it's 7-Pot Primo. I'm not positive though. Those Johnny mints are so good. Kind of excited about that. See how my video is doing the one I'm uploading. Man, the internet's slow today. Another hour and 16 minutes for the upload. It normally takes like 15 minutes. I don't know what's going on with it. Henny says, Mary Jones, I can't wait to try that bacon pepper jam on it. That bacon pepper jam is stuff is good. They need to make it in a jar this big though, because I'm telling you, you can go through. That stuff is so good. I knew it wasn't going to last long. Very little of that. I took some bread, some focaccia bread, and I warmed it up and just smeared on the top of the focaccia bread and ate that. And it was just. Oh, then I also had a sausage egg like croissant sandwich. It's like a McDonald's sandwich, but it's a little one you freeze, and I put some on that. Oh, man, that stuff is good. I'm currently wearing my Angry Irishman t-shirt. That's a great t-shirt. I love that. It's a great company. You just be careful eating those Johnny Mints while observing a surgery. It's a reference. That's good, Jeremy. Any advice? Rock27 asks, or Rock. Any advice to help with the stomach cramps when eating super hots? Have a happy New Year, brother. Here's the deal with stomach cramps. They're part of the gig, man. It is what it is. The higher your tolerance, the less it affects you. The very beginning of pod season, I get cramps really easily. Towards the end of pod season, I don't. So it's all about tolerances, and the tolerance in your mouth climbs pretty quickly. The tolerance in your stomach climbs a lot slower. So that's something. It's just one of those things, you know what I mean? The best thing you can do is raise your tolerance, and it just comes with the territory. I don't like thinking about how many hours of cap cramps I've had. It's just part of the gig, you know what I mean? The bane of every chili head's existence. Hanny says Seinfeld, love it. Yeah, you know what? Seinfeld's just a great show. A lot of good humor in there. The first pods that I get from season, cramps are guaranteed. Absolutely, every time. Man, the beginning of the season, a ghost pepper is going to cramp me up. It is, because you've been off all season, you know, and I still eat hot stuff every day, but there's a difference. You can be pod ready and sauce ready. You can be like seasoned and ready and for eating pods and not be ready for sauces. It's hard to explain. It's a different kind of tolerance. You know what I mean? You can have a really high tolerance for peppers and have sauce kill you. And I know people that can take sauce but can't eat peppers. So it's a different kind of tolerance. Or not. Do I like Tabasco? Asked Dante. Dante, man, I love Tabasco. It was the first sauce I ever really fell in love with. I remember my brother and I sneaking into the pantry and drinking it from the bottle. In Australia, Sydney, Londog, she's in Bundy, 4 hours north of Brisbane, so she's a long way from Sydney. Koopa Zokiam. Hi there, greetings from PLT. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. You know what? The Butch T cramped me up pretty good a few times. I only have to eat a jalapeno and I get calf cramps. I feel like I've been kicked in the buttocks by a horse. Paul, it's funny. Listen, it's Tommy had him recently. He took 2 drops of the 14 million tincture from Tom Broom, and he cramped for 5 hours. And he said it was you know, as bad as the worst than anything he's ever felt in his life for pain. It's terrible. I felt really bad from the first probably the first 2.5 hours. I was like legit concerned, and then after that, I was like, all right, we're good. But when you see somebody going through it, it's like anytime anybody who's ever been to a chili event has seen it. There's somebody who's eating too much. Go near the bathrooms. I remember being at shows where you have a booth that's closer to the bathroom, and you just see people dying on the way in, dying on the way out, going back in and out. And it's like everybody. We call them the capsation, the weekend cowboys. They come out. They're like, "Give me the hottest thing you got." And we always say the same thing. We always, every time, we're like, "Hey, start small." They ask why. I'm like, "Because I'd like to sell you something." How about that for honesty? If you eat something hot now, you're gonna run away. I won't see you again. You'll come back with a friend and have me do it to him, but you won't buy something. And if you do, you'll do it to hurt people. And I want you to try the products because if you do, you'll eat them. But man, and so people go from table to table eating stuff, and they don't think it. Like all that stuff is accumulating in your gut. It's funny. Every single show, I swear to you, it happens so many times at every show. You can just see him walking around like dying. It's comical. Never fails. Although we have a streak now at Blazing Foods and Chase the Heat. We've had 2 shows in a row where we have not sent somebody to a hospital. That's remarkable. We're excited about that because we had a streak of like, I don't know, 10 or 15 shows where someone was going to the hospital from something that they ate at our booth. Which is not really. Here's a funny thing. It's not really what you're looking for, but at a show, you can't buy advertisements like that. I remember in Chicago, I was shooting a video with somebody. I told everybody if they came by and bought a shirt, I would shoot a video with them and upload it to the channel. I did it with everybody who got a shirt, but I was filming with somebody. I can't remember which one it was, but I was filming it. And right as I'm filming it, like, the ambulance comes behind us. Every show. But the last 2, we've escaped. And the truth of it is, the last one was no big deal. The time before that was a close call because it was right towards the end of the show. And this guy comes by the booth and he starts eating some peanuts. His daughter, it was funny. His daughter goes, "I want the hottest thing you got." I'm like, "Are you a chili yet?" She goes, "No, but I want the hottest thing." I'm like, "No, it's a bad idea. I don't want to do it." And then she goes, "I want to." I said, "No." And she was kind of young. I said, "How old are you?" She goes, "That's my dad. He'll say yes." And he's like, "If she wants to." I said, "I don't care if your dad says yes. You're not eating it." So the dad goes, "I'll eat it." I said, "Fine. Let your dad suffer and see if you want to do it." So his dad ate, I don't know if it was 1 or just 2. It was either 1 big one or 2 small ones, but I thought it was 1 big peanut. He put it in his mouth and ate it. And he did the rapid blink, like he was having trouble and coughed a little bit. And he was rolling with it at first. He was hilarious. He was very funny. Everybody was kind of laughing. He was milking it for the laughter. You know what I mean? And then he wandered off, and I was watching him because anybody that eats at the booth, if they eat something really hot, you kind of watch them for the first 20 or 30 steps, make sure they're not going to have a problem. And this guy walks over to one of the tent posts, and he leans against it, and he's leaning in a very unnatural way. I said, "Do you think he's still putting on a show?" Christina was with me. Christina, she's in charge of shipping. And I was watching him. I got distracted by somebody at the booth, and then I lost sight of him. Next thing I know, he's sitting down, and his daughter's fanning him like this. And next thing you know, his head goes back, and his eyes roll in the back of his head. Next thing you know, the ambulance there, they put him on it's just terrible. They put him on a stretcher and put him in the back of the ambulance. And then minutes later, I'm walking back to our booth. I'm like, "Oh no, this is brutal." So I'm walking back to the booth going, "I got to call Foy," because he was sick as can be and didn't come on a trip. So I got to call Foy and tell him. And right as I'm thinking about calling Foy, I see the event organizer, the guy in charge. There was Mike. He starts walking to her. He's like, "Johnny," I said, "I'm Mike. I'm sorry. I know it's terrible." So he walks up. He's like, "Dude, I think we need to start not sampling those anymore." I'm like, that's crazy talk. You can't not sample the tube of therapy." I said, "It's going to be all right." I said, I'm sorry. You know, he didn't show any signs. You know, he's an adult. We got to be happy with that, right? So I sat there and talked with Mike for a while. And then Mike walked off. So I called Foy. I'm like, Foy. He's like, well, I'm like, there's a dude in the ambulance. He's like, you're kidding me. That's bad. I said, I know. I told him what happened. So I'm on the phone with Foy. I'm like, man, keep doing it. And just as I'm doing that, he'd already been in the back of the ambulance for like 15 or 20 minutes. And as I'm talking to Foy, they opened the ambulance door because they hadn't gone yet. They didn't wheel him away. He was just in the back. They opened up the back doors and he climbed out. I was like, Foy, he's out of there, man. We're safe. We're cool. I got to go. I got to find Mike. So I hung up the phone. I went and found Mike. I was like, Mike, dude, we're okay, man. He's out. He didn't go to the hospital. We're okay. We'll still be able to sample the peanuts. But, man, the year before, right in front of our booth, this woman comes up. She's got her kid with her. And the kid's probably 14 or 15. And he goes, I want the hottest thing you got. I'm like, dude, no, you can't. The mom goes, listen, he thinks he's the mom's there. And he goes, I'm his mom. He thinks he's a tough guy. Let him have one. I'm like, no. He goes, come on. He deserves it. So I was like, all right. So I gave him a peanut. And he goes, it's not bad. Give me one more. So I was like, all right. So I gave him 2 peanuts. And within 15 minutes, he's on the floor right in front of the booth. I'm like, dude, can you do that off to the side? You're hurting business, man. Just croak over there. He was rolled around in the dirt, right, like literally right. If something rolled off the table, it would have landed him on his back. He was right at the foot of the table. It was bad. There's been a bunch of funny ones. One day, a woman in Dallas, she walks up to us. It was a 2-day show. The first day, this woman comes up. She starts with the same thing. Give me the hottest thing you got. I'm like, oh, come on, start small. And so she had a couple of mild ones, and she's like, she said something like, she said, David Foy, it doesn't matter if me say your peanuts aren't hot. It doesn't, but Foy takes it really personally because it's his recipe. You know, he always Blazy Food. So he takes it really personally. He goes, man, those aren't hot peanuts. He's like, here, try this one. And he gives her a tube of Terra peanut. And in the event, we were on, there was a row here of vendors and another row of vendors in front of us. And on the other side was the restrooms. So she ate it, just turned a couple different, changed color a few times. And just bolted straight across right to the women's restroom. She had a friend with her. And that was it. There's all kinds of people always at the booth, so I'm not paying any attention to her anymore. And that was it. Well, the next day, we're there in the morning. The doors had just opened up. It's like 11 o'clock, and she comes walking across. I said, Foy, it's that girl from yesterday. She starts walking up, and I'm not going to say, I can't say the things that she said because I don't curse on the channel, but boy, she sounded like Samuel L. Jackson for a minute there. And she said, I'm so mad at you. I said, what did I do? I said, come on. I told you they were hot. And she said, I had plans last night. She goes, I went to the urgent care. I was supposed to go to dinner, and I did. She goes, he goes, after I left your booth, he goes, I walked over to the bathroom. She said she got into the stall, took all of her clothes off, and handed them under the stall to her friend and sat there for an hour before she could leave. The best though has got to be Big Al, where he told me someone died. That was probably the funniest because where was that? That was also Dallas, but it was a different. It wasn't. It was the World Food competition, and it was a huge event. Just a ton of people there. And this guy comes up to the table, the booth, and he's saying it's not hot enough. And I'm going through the thing. I'm trying not to hurt him. And he's just, this guy, there's some people watching. I think he had a friend with him. And he was just trying to impress the people watching. And he's like, I can handle the hottest. Give me the hottest. So I'm like, all right. So I gave him the hottest, the tube of Terra peanut. And he eats it and wanders off. And he stands there for a couple of seconds, starts blinking, and his eye, he had trouble with it. And he walks off. And it was bad enough that I thought, I'm going to go. Yeah, go follow that guy. I waited back a little bit, and Big Al took. Big Al's still with me. I think Big Al was still with me, or maybe he had walked off. But he walked up to Foy, and it was bad. He walks up to me, and he goes, Al is very cool. He's very chill. Plus, he's a black dude. He was white as a ghost. He looked like he was nervous, like he was scared. He had this ashen look on his face. I don't know how he pulled that off, but he really sold it well. But he walks up to the booth. I'm like, dude, what's wrong? And he goes, "Where's my stuff?" I said, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "Where's my stuff? Where's my jacket? Where's my stuff?" And he grabs some of his stuff and he goes, "I'm leaving." I said, "What do you mean?" He goes, "I'm getting a cab. I'm leaving. Or I'm getting an Uber." I said, "What?" I said, "Stop, dude. What are you talking about? You're getting an Uber." He goes, "The dude," he goes, there's a guy in the bathroom with a sheet on him. When he said sheet on him, I went, you gotta understand, I had people at the booth, right, that are wanting to sample stuff. He goes, "They got a sheet on him." And I looked at it, it was like the gears are turning my head, like, sheet on him. So I leaned forward, I'm like, "Is he dead, dude?" And he goes, "They got a sheet on him, don't they?" And then he walks off, and I'm looking at him going, "Oh my God." Like, as soon as he said it, I tingled everywhere. I had this metallic taste in my mouth. I'm not even kidding you. That came out of nowhere. So he starts walking off, and then he turns around and comes back. I'm like, "Oh man, you're kidding." He'd forgotten his jacket, grabs his jacket, and turns around and leaves again. I thought, "Oh my God." The first thing I thought, in an instant, my head's going a million miles an hour. In an instant, I thought, we're going to have to get an attorney. I can't get the same attorney Foy's going to get. We have to get different attorneys. I'm in Dallas. I live in Fort Mill. We're going to get arrested. This dude's dead. It was the scariest moment. My heart was beating so hard. And then he comes back and he cracks a smile. I'm like, you are rotten. I can't tell you how bad that scared me. I was sure that we had killed him. David Ross says, "This guy and his brother are so cool." See, I say nice things about my brother. He just says terrible things about me. He does. Like, notice every time we do a video, I'm way younger and he's way better looking. It's a thing for him. It's kind of funny. Mr. Salty, Happy New Year's. You too. Tommy said it was the worst baby he ever had. Eric Mahone. As soon as you see my husband connecting from this profile occasionally this year, we've been through the absolute worst year, and he looks up to you so much. Mrs. Mahone, I hope it gets better. Do my best, Eric. Hang in there. You know what I mean? Here's the funny thing. I was talking about this with Tommy. This show is going to come out, and someone's going to say, like, I'm an overnight success. If you knew how hard I've worked, life is like that. There are some times you just want to throw in the towel. If you many times how many businesses I had that I started and failed, if you knew how many. You know the Ray Kroc story, Burt McDonald's, he started so many companies that went south. Well, I was like that. And you just stay strong, Mrs. Mahone, and just cling to your husband, stay strong, and don't give up. Keep fighting. He'll turn around. You got revenge on him with the peppers. I've heard, I don't know. And then he did it again. He got me one more time. I'll tell you, I would never, ever want to get into a battle with Al. It wasn't even like it was in a battle. He got me so bad. I've never been pranked before in my life like he was. He was, I swear to you, it was the most surreal moment when he pulled that, man, his acting. He was like, I'll never trust that guy, man. And he doesn't trust me. If you could have seen the acting he did that day, he looked so shaken. He had this wicked serious look on his face. And he's just not that guy. If you knew Al, he's just very chill, always very laid back. And man, he was just all business. He had a bounce to his step, and he was just wicked serious. And my whole life changed in the span of about 30 seconds. And by the time he said he's got a sheet on him, to the point where I realized it was a joke, may have only been a minute, like an actual minute of this, like 60 seconds, maybe 90. But that was the worst 90 seconds. Oh, I thought we killed somebody. I can't even run. It's not like Big Al can skate out of there, but I can't. Oh, it was terrible. But here's the bottom line. If you ever there's always so much fun in those events. Every single time you go, something crazy happens. Every single time. Anyway, you guys are all great. I love you. I'm going to talk to Tommy, and maybe we'll do a one in the chat for the mans. I appreciate that. That's awesome. Thank you for doing that, Ann. That's so cool. Young Goat Julian, if you like hip hop, you need some music. I need music. Get some news. Play the music on live stream. Some hip hop I dig. It's not like my go-to genre, to be honest with you. Some I do. Mega Jammy saw it. Sad. Saw it. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. All those ones in the chat. If you see those and you're wondering what are those ones about, that's some virtual love, some electronic virtual love. So if you pray, that's someone saying I'll pray for you. Some people just good vibrations or positive vibes or whatever. It's essentially just virtual love saying hang in there. That's what you see there, Mrs. Mann. But tell Eric to hang in there too, because I'll tell you the truth, having a partner is the coolest, you know. She's definitely been to Sydney a bunch. I don't know if she's seen the fireworks. I'd be willing to bet you she probably has. Are you still here, Bree? Honey? If you are, tell us if you've ever seen the fireworks. Hopefully, I can make it till December 4th of 2024 for my 20 years of sobriety, Mr. Salty. Wow, that's awesome. 20 years. Charles McClellan, good to see you, man. And Mullins, Mr. and Mrs. Mullins, good to see you guys. David Ross, do you like Elvis? Some Elvis, I do a lot. I'm more of a Johnny Cash guy. I like Johnny Cash a lot. Okay, listen, we've been on for quite a while. I love you guys a lot. We're going to wrap it up right now. There is a slim chance, and I mean slim chance, that Tommy and I will do a live stream tonight at midnight. I'm not sure. Mrs. Mann says, you're incredible. I'll watch the channel outside of him showing me, but this will mean so much to him. Merry Christmas and a wonderful New Year to all of you. Thank you. You bet, Mrs. Mann. What is your first name, if you don't mind telling us that way? Druvy, good to see you. That we all know who we're sending good vibes and prayers for. But it's going to be a better year. Just don't give up and keep fighting. Keep fighting the good fight. Oh, Chad Matthews, I have a challenge coming. You know, Chad Matthews, he comes by the other day. He's like, you got a pound of pepper, hot pepper powder. I'm like, yeah, what now? A pound. You understand a pound? I'm like, right away, I'm like, oh, what are you doing with it? He's making challenges and some devious things. I'm just going to end up hurting. Taylor, all right. Taylor, thank you. Now we know you personally. Taylor, you're awesome. Thank you for being here. Tell Eric to hang in there. I love all of you. Let's hope that 2024 is a spectacular year for all of us, right? So I may end up being on later on tonight. I may not. But please know how much I appreciate every one of you. You guys, you're all amazing. It's a better world with all of you in it. I mean it. So thank you for being the motivation for me to make all these videos. I love you guys. Be kind to somebody and never give up. In the description box, all the normal stuff. I love you guys. I'm Johnny Scoville. And this was Chase the Heat.